So when you load up the game, the first thing you get introduced to is a guy holding the M4 carbine. And obviously that's what we have today. So, yeah, this is to me like the most standard AR that you will find in this game. It's pretty much a relatively more common drop than some of the others, but when we're talking, let's just head into raid and then yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so despite what despite the fact that it's a rifle, it's actually relatively short for one, which means that it can definitely see some use in missile silo. So what is there to say about this rifle other than the fact that it's a poster child? Well, it has a relatively fast firing rate. I mean, most rifles tend to be that way, but the recoil isn't as bad as it seems. It actually has some of the most rails in the game because you have you have the four over here, and then you have one side over here. So it definitely has one of the most, available ones. So, but well, speaking of short guns, I guess. So the M4 carbine is surprisingly not a half bad CQB gun, and that's mainly because it's a little bit shorter in nature than some of the other guns. Like, have you seen the SAS? The SAS is definitely not is a long range gun, and it makes up in the lack of CQB with, well, obviously the fact that you can that it's chambered in 7.62, and, well, I guess a general rule of thumb is longer gun means more damage. Well, except for in the cases of the bullpups, because the bullpups are designed with being short but still having equal amount of firepower, because the barrel starts slightly more in, so to speak. But yeah, it's just to say that the M4 carbine is a bad weapon would be completely untrue. Now, I will say that it kind of suffers from the problem that most other rifles suffer from. It's in the fact that it is chambered in 5.56, and when you have a weapon like the G3A3, what purpose does it serve, right? But well, it could definitely be worse. Matter for that's for sure. Is that someone? Let's see. Well, thank God for tier 6 armor. I'd be dead right now if not for it. Hallelujah, I guess. Am I just that blind? Alright. 67% health only? That is still incredibly impressive for the amount of shots that I took. Takes the nag mags, which honestly are the intended, what this is meant for. The predecessor to this would, I guess, be the M16A2, but the M16A2 is good, but only in the scenario in which, like, if you slap a ACOG on it. But then again, it's just pretty much just any other rifle, to be honest. So completely replaceable. Doesn't have a lot of customizability. So M16A2 not that great. in this day and age, you know, in this day and age, guns will always greatly benefit from having full auto. So when you factor in something like the M16A2, which only has a single fire, you're asking to invite just a little bit of trouble. I think I instinctively came to Silo 2 because I because I felt that well, you guys will see that video whenever I upload that. Today I felt today the servers for me were down, so I couldn't stream, which is a shame, obviously, but what can you do, I guess. Yeah, so the best part about this gun is that there's a front rail on top of the other rail as well, which means that you can kind of just have this current setup, which is actually not half bad because didn't I have a grenade? What? That doesn't make sense. Oh well. You know one thing that I am is a little bit of a bit of a random pick to be grateful for about this gun is the fact that it has a slight release button. There have been so many guns where like okay, well the guns with the heavier firepower like the G3 and the whatever kind of require you to rack. This gun I like in the sense that if you run out of ammo, you just I guess I'll just show you. You just if you're in a severely panicked situation, you could just okay, wow, way to completely isn't this supposed to work? Okay, well there's supposed to be a slight release, but for some reason it's not really working, so oh well. Don't understand the logic behind that. Maybe it doesn't actually have a slight release, but well, okay, I know the HK, which is just a better version of this gun. Definitely does that. AP in a random chest. Look at that. So what's there to say? So any downsides to this gun? Yes. Number one, it's chambered in 5.56, so the damage obviously won't be as good as obviously a G3A3. Once again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but it's relevant. It's relevant. Next thing on the agenda is that unfortunately this triangle here cannot be folded down. You can see here this iron sights can be folded down. That thing doesn't. So whenever you use any scopes with some sort of magnification on it, you will always see the irons just a smidge there, and for some people that can be really annoying. I know for me it is quite annoying, but I managed to get used to it over time. But that's not really the point. The point is that that's in theory a downside of this of this gun is that for some reason that thing doesn't go down. It's a lot of crates here for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about, but If you can't tell what I'm doing, I'm trying to grab as much as I can before I exit rate so that I can maximize my XP output because it's already quite low as is. So the M4 carbine, I, I I think it's widely used in the U.S. military. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what's their standard gun right now. It's probably like a variation or a military grade version of this gun. Or did they move on to the MCX Spear? Or was that something that was for special units? I'm not exactly sure, but man, if they start using MCX Spears, that'll be the gang shit for them. But let's so yeah, can be used as a relatively alright CQB weapon due to the fact that it's actually quite small in stature. Let's go to another let's go into another raid and with different environment. And yeah, see you guys in the next raid. Alright. I don't have any missions here, do I? Nope, just to turn in some things which I obviously do not have. I think I know where I am. So I swapped out the hollow for the 1x 4x. So you can kind of I don't know if you guys can see it right now, but you can kind of see the problems that it looks like fucking ass now. But I mean, you can kind of make it work, I guess. But it's just okay. The 4x, the 4x function looks way better. Still good, still relatively decent for long range. Although 5.56, you have to be a little bit more careful, obviously, because because 5.56 isn't really particularly considered a a DMR round or anything, but you can absolutely make it work for the more medium range. That's why we have this thing, because this thing, well, I guess you could technically put the thing on top, but it doesn't really block it, so I guess it's fine for now. So back to that thing. So if you kind of run off ammo, if you still have ammo left, then you would do, well, you can Mac palm, but if you're in true emergency, you would go, and then you have a floating magazine. But for the most part, yeah, it's I don't know why panic reloading has now become a criteria for me to talk about, but I do like, but aesthetics of the gun, pretty nice. I just my a little pet peeve of mine, I don't like it when I have to go and put stuff at the side here because it looks off. I like it when it's up front so that it looks like it's naturally extending down range, so to speak. Very, very nice. So here more mid range. I'm not using. I'm standing up today, cause well, I haven't gotten tired yet, and once again I was supposed to stream and then so I'm not tired yet. I do plan to make one more video today, but that will come later. Guess gotta finish this damn mission first. Also, we are like only a couple away from 61, so yay! I mean, at the rate that I'm going, it's probably unlikely that I'll get the Omega, but like I said, I'm not specifically hunting for it. It's nice if I get it. Who cares if I don't? It's PvE anyways. I mean, yeah, maybe if I spent a couple more days actually playing the game instead of procrastinating on occasion, I could just also play on my own, and then that would definitely get me up to 65, because that's what I was doing last time. Was like Saturday. It was like the wipe was announced, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I I kid you not, like I went to work, I came back, and then I literally played the game from like 8 p.m. until 2, 4 straight hours of the game, which is typically more than I ever do at any point in time. Usually, it's only for the streams that I whew, that I play for that long. But even then, it's not exactly like I do that much. I just had a great idea for a video, but it's gonna take a long time to do. That guy low-key scared me, actually. I didn't expect him to be this close. Unfortunately, I have no knowledge on the M4 carbine because I am not. I am only somewhat knowledgeable on guns. I'm not an all-knowing on guns, because that would probably make me extremely pompous as well. Actually, that's not an AK-47. That's an AK-74. You can tell by the fact that the bullets are chambered in 545 instead of 762. That's that would be me. Like, okay, I'm not that huge of a gun nut, so I just so happen to 762 by 51 was the bullet I use in the army, because Okami can never shut up about his time at the military. There's some ring of truth to that, unfortunately. It's such a ingrained part of me that at this point talking about it feels inevitable, even if the memories are bad. It's like therapy, you know. You talk out your feelings, and it makes you feel better, because people. Well, okay. Do I legitimately upset some people when I talk about the military? I think it's interesting, but then again, not everyone is probably overly interested in it. I mean, shit. Where's the Okami? Where's the Okami talks about his military experience compilation? None, because I do everything myself. So any videos that are made by me, because I don't have because I'm not famous enough that people will make videos for me, and I hope it stays that way for a little while, because well, my audience is still manageable for now, but there may probably come a point where I may eventually have to actually get moderators. Like, I moderate for Stacks, and that man has like 7K. You know, I barely have 600. Well, I actually have about 700 subs. Or about there. I'm like 6 off, but well, because the videos are starting to get boring and the algorithm's not blessing me anymore, which I don't mind. That's just the way YouTube works. Welcome to life. Sometimes you get a stroke of the brain. Sometimes you get a stroke of the luck. I'm not asthmatic. Although a kid that that in the center that I work at does require an administered dose of Ventolin every now and then. It's honestly okay. It's probably not as bad. It's not as bad as I think it is. I mean, he seems completely fine most of the time, anyways. Although I think we're gonna need this. I think we've long since established. Well, okay, the forms that we hand out to administer the Ventolin is it has like a from when to when period. So it's like he can only we are only allowed to administer it during this and this period. And but I mean, of course, like if he's in a very serious situation, we're not gonna wait around for the fucking form to administer the fucking Ventolin. I'm like the kid's life comes first, wouldn't you agree? So for most guns, I actually picked the single fire option, but you know, surprisingly, this gun's rate of fire is slow enough that I can actually just have it on the full auto mode because well, yeah. Also, I'm using a very crappy grip, but I thought it looked nicer than the than the Zenith straight foregrip because I'm gay. No, but seriously though, it's like it looks it's good, but this looks so much nicer, wouldn't you say? Hey, feet. But yeah, honestly, I would confidently say if you don't want to be a meta slave, this would definitely be one of the guns to run. Of course, like I always say in PvE, every gun is viable in PvE. That's the beauty of it, is that you can literally run every gun possible, and there be almost zero consequence because AI are not that smart, and there really shouldn't be any reason for you to be running anything other than easy, because there's no real change in anything. There's no extra loot drops, no nothing. I think for a video I played hard mode, and the loot wasn't even that much better, and in fact I spent like I think I spent like 210 rounds of 7.62 by 51 total from my FN fell on Makamies, one singular raid, and it was just from the bridge exfil. We made it all the way to the museum exfil, and all the bots that we met along the way, we had to use a total of 210 ammo, which is insane because on easy mode that it wouldn't even be 210. It would literally be less than a magazine's worth total. So fucking crazy. Well, now I'm getting a little bit of lag. Okay. I think that site would probably go better with the with the M4 carbine, but I mean, after so long of using it, I just kind of got sick of using that. And I mean, we have this now, so this beauty, so there's no real reason for me to use it for use the combo hollow for any reason. 30-6. What was this for again? It's for the bar, right? Okay. We should be about there for the exfil timer, so let's just start heading to Lighthouse. See if we can get ourselves a flight recorder. I have too many of those things, but I might as what's one more? You know, honestly, I think it's sad to say that uh like I'm starting to run out of video ideas. Gonna have to start just posting very, very good rates, or just any rate in general. Cause I mean, there's not really that much to this game, to be honest. If there was a story mode, that would be actually quite interesting. But there's no. I mean, PvE is the story mode, so it literally is a story mode in of itself, except it's completely open-ended. And we've already completed. We've already completed the. We've already completed everything in the story. Now we're just in the free roam mode. That would actually be a pretty good story, you know. But I don't. But obviously, Combat Waffle is unlikely to do that. Probably because I mean, if they make a separate campaign for the game, that that is time and resources off other projects that would make money, you know. So I could definitely understand it. I guess another good thing about about the M4 is that Stanag Mags are probably one of the easier magazines to find out there. So if you're strapped for ammo, you definitely wouldn't be in trouble, because you know, you could just find something something that's like maybe like a scar, put it in. I guess I never discussed that. Oh yeah, I guess another another great advantage of the M4 carbine is the fact that it can take stoner mags and Stanag drum mags. But yeah, it's so you can convert it into quite the death machine, to be honest. Okay. Just put actually I picked Stanag Max because I like the ability to just, you know, like mag palm. But if you, the more practical option would be to you know, just bring a stoner mag if you have one, and I have a lot. So all right, I'll see you guys at the outro. Alright, and that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, very, very good assault rifle. I just wish that you know, maybe hopefully they'll balance out the ballistics a little bit more, but I mean, to be fair, it's all pretty fair as is already. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.